Hello, everyone. It is episode 22, I think, of Franco's World, and I can't wait to bring it to you because if I felt any better, you wouldn't even believe me. I'm excited about today's show. We've got a great one. We're going to talk about some stuff that's happening in the news. We're going to make jokes about it. No more politicking. Okay, we're going to make jokes about it because that's what we do here. We joke. I got a handful of listener questions and listener comments that I'm going to share. It's been like 4 episodes since I've done the listener questions, and I kind of miss doing it, so I'm going to do that. Uh, yeah, and then we're just gonna. I didn't give the life update last time, so I might have to give the life update this time. So with that being said, remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at FrankosWorld_, and tell your friends, your bosses, your coworkers, your aunts, your uncles about the show so it can grow. All right. I will see you in a second and we'll get into the listener questions. All right. So the first question comes to us from @baseball_legend. Uh, Tweets and puts on Instagram some great baseball related content. I do live shows with them every so often. And it's a pretty good account if you're into baseball at all, so give him a follow. But he asked a question, thoughts on the playoffs so far. Baseball playoffs are here, folks, and they are exciting. Teams that are winning. My phone made that noise. Teams that are winning, that should not be winning, are winning. Everybody's winning. No, teams that people didn't expect to win series or even like compete in certain series are competing, and it's pretty interesting. The games are coming down to the wire. There's been some walk-offs. There's been some highlights. There's been some controversy. They've had it all so far. It's exactly what baseball needs. Here's the deal. I haven't been watching. I apologize. When I've finished the season, my job in baseball, it is over. It is over. So I have been taking a break from the game, and it is a nice little break. It's a well needed break. Not that I ever wasn't enjoying the game. It's just like you need a break every now and again. So I can't really answer that question to the fullest. The playoffs are exciting. I'm sure anyone who watches baseball is like, "Oh yeah, it's pretty good. You're missing out. You're an idiot." Well, I know. I am. You don't have to remind me. I apologize for missing the playoffs. I'm not watching. I need a break. I need a break. JC, thoughts on a lot of these are sports ones. So I apologize if you came here and weren't expecting sports. I wasn't expecting sports questions either, if I'm being honest. JC, thoughts on Texas versus West Virginia? I thought it was pretty interesting. West Virginia's a pretty young team, and to be able to compete like that against Texas, who claims to be and has shown signs of being an elite team, was pretty good showing. Uh, I just saw some ESPN guy tweet out a bunch of stuff today about like how West Virginia possibly should have won the game. Couple turnovers in important areas, a couple missed kicks. It's a completely different game, but life, such as football, doesn't always go the way you hoped it would. I'm learning that lesson now myself in real life. But I'm happy with the way the Mountaineers played. It was homecoming weekend. I didn't go back to West Virginia. All my friends did, and I will be in West Virginia next weekend or this upcoming weekend, but I will not be at the game, the Iowa State game. I will be at a wedding. That'll probably be the same time as the game. So I will not be there. But I might be in the Morgantown area sometime over the weekend, passing through. So if you're there and you want to get a hold of me, let's get after it. This is my out loud journal. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. I thought West Virginia played fine against Texas. Call me one of these new age homers or whatever you want. But Neil Brown, my oh my, I like him. I believe in him as a coach. I believe in the program that he's building, the system that he's building. I'm saying it on the podcast on Franco's World. Yep, you heard it here first. I'm going to say it. Trust the climb. This is our trust the process. This is our trust the process. You know, the 76ers, we're like tanking, and they're like, hey, you got to trust the process. Granted, it hasn't really worked out for them too well. They're still kind of mediocre. But for us, it's different because it's not the process, it's the climb, and you got to trust it. Mountaineers are always free. I just said like our state slogan. I like the way West Virginia played. Sam James is going to be a problem for defenders in the future. I love Sam James. I think he's awesome. Okay, moving on. I am. Is Dak Prescott a complete fraud? I don't know. I don't watch many Cowboys football games. I just see things on Twitter, and because I have the hive mind mindset of whatever way the Twitter mob goes, I'll just go that way so I can feel important and feel like I'm chiming in too. Dak Prescott can't throw a ball more than 7 yards. There you go. And I mean, this could get me off on the subject of the Twitter mobs. Me talking about how I don't watch the games. I'm just talking about how, oh, Dak Prescott can't throw the ball because I see people tweet memes about how he can't throw the ball. I don't know, but to feel empowered and to feel important, I'm just getting to the mob mentality. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to say, hey, how dare you say that about that quarterback? You know what I am? I am offended that you would say that about that quarterback, that he can't throw when it's well documented that he is inconsistent and inaccurate. That offends me as a fan of football. I'm not even a Cowboys fan. I'm gonna I'm gonna Twitter mob you. I'm gonna Twitter mob you. I am, for that insensitive comment that you just made about not being able to throw the ball. A complete fraud. Have you no shame? Jeez. No, honestly, I don't care. Uh, sure, he's a complete fraud. I think Ian just wanted to hear me like scream the word in like my New York sports radio voice, fraudulent. Oh, Dak Prescott is fraudulent. He's fraudulent. You can't see me right now. My producer can. Can you see me? Yeah, he's behind the glass. Uh, like my arms are going every which way when I do the New York sports radio thing. I think the next step for the podcast is for me to get a some sort of video recording device. My phone is an older iPhone. I'm not going to say which one it is because I don't want to be judged, because that's what we do now. We judge people for the iPhones. I don't care. Um, so I don't have a lot of space, nor do I have the best of video quality. Like the iPhones now, I can shoot a Tarantino film on it. I'm not one of those Tarantino guys. Don't worry, I'm not one of those Tarantino guys. God. I'll get onto that after I finish this spiel. I need to get the camera. The iPhone with the good camera, or cameras, the iPhone 11. Because I put these on YouTube, make it some clickbaity, all capitalized title. You'll never believe what I just said. You'll never believe what was on today's episode. We need to blah 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 and do this. Because that's what gets clicks. That's what gets clicks. I'm gonna get married. I'll just get married and say I'm getting married. And then say we got divorced. She cheated. Say something like that. And then like people will like get clicks. I'll get sympathy clicks because that's how the YouTube algorithm works. And then I'm gonna and then I'm gonna get the video, and then I'm gonna have some clickbaity uh, thumbnail with like flames and famous people and me like pointing and screaming like, oh, I'm gonna, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And then I'm gonna get a ton of views, and then we're gonna make bank, live fast, die young. Just kidding on those last two parts. We're gonna live at a reasonable pace and die in many decades from now. Okay, so on to the Tarantino thing. Anyway, long story short, I need to get a camera. I need to get one. Maybe my gambling money will buy a camera for me, just like it bought this podcast and the microphones. Okay, Tarantino thing. Why I'm not a Tarantino guy, other than the fact I'm a complete contrarian and don't like everything that every other person likes. It's because it's just too much for me. I'm not a big gore guy in movies. A lot of blood, a lot of violence, not my cup of tea. And that's fine. Everyone can like their own thing, and also everyone can make fun of things. So I'm going to make fun of a thing that most people like. Here we go. Tarantino things. Every every college student that probably has filmmaker in their bio, uh, probably has, or just aspiring filmmaker. Every college kid that has it in their bio probably has seen Pulp Fiction 500 times, and probably has the poster of Uma Thurman smoking the cigarette on the bed or whatever it is. Maybe it's a couch, love seat. They probably have that, and they're probably like, "Oh, this is the best movie of all time. The way he constructs this universe and these timelines to all sync up together, it's incredible. I'm gonna have to. I want to do this. This is my movie. This is my." And you're also the same person who probably Fight Club and Tarantino movies go hand in hand. Fight Club and Tarantino movies go hand in hand, and the people that like them are the people that I probably don't like, and that's just fine, and that's fine. These are jokes. Yeah, they probably have aspiring filmmaker, and they probably did some student film. Okay, here's what they did. Here's what else they did. The people that said they wanted to be aspiring filmmakers in college and wanted to and said Pulp Fiction was their favorite movie of all time, or Fight Club, probably made a student film in a contest or put it on YouTube just like by its lonesome, and it was a standalone picture. It was a standalone film. Oh my god. And it was probably some sort of opening on interrogation scene. Probably some sort of interrogating. There was interrogating going on about a crime that we don't know about, and then it's going to be a backstory played out as to why he got to where we are today. It's going to show us the crime. It's going to show us the debauchery. It's going to show us the things that occurred that has led our main character to this situation that he's in. And then once we get to the situation, folks, of him being in the interrogation room, that's not the end of the movie. That, my friends, is the climax of the movie. So after that, he gets out of the interrogation room, and then he goes on some sort of probably like runaway spree and probably like steals whatever item that was like on a desk nearby, which is what he got in trouble for stealing. And then the good guys win because the movie played out to him being a good guy. I've had 15 minutes of me making rambling movies up in my head, and I am having a ton of fun. I cannot believe you guys are listening to this. And that is my take on why I don't like Tarantino films. They're tacky. I haven't seen the new one. I haven't seen the new one yet. I'm trying to watch the new one. I'm trying to watch Adventures in Hollywood, the old 3-6 Mafia show on MTV. Speaking of TV, Big Mouth, hilarious. Made me sad there wasn't enough Coach Steve. And then they make Coach Steve get a haircut, and he looks more like me now than he looked like me whenever he had the long hair. And I had long hair. I swear Nick Kroll is watching my every move. Okay. Last question here. We've had 15 minutes of rambling. If you could permanently ban one person from ever posting on social media again, who would it be and why? Well, the person I would want it to be, okay, so there's two people. There's two people in my mind. And those two people are Chrissy Teigen and nope, maybe Chrissy Teigen stays. Chrissy, you stay. You're allowed to tweet. I'm just gonna mute you. Cardi B and Donald Trump. Yeah, and this is not a political thing. Cardi B, why she's not allowed to tweet? It's in all caps. I think someone needs to tell her how to turn off caps lock. It's like she's screaming the whole time, which she screams in real life. I get that. And she can't say words in real life, so I get that why the tweets make no sense. She doesn't say words. But I just found out, because I'm late to the party, what she was doing to men back in her dancing days. Pretty despicable acts. So, kind of want her to be less in the limelight. I'm not saying take her career from her, but maybe take just a back seat for a little bit. Maybe simmer down. I can't believe that didn't pick up more traction. And maybe it did, and maybe just because I don't pay attention to social media as much, like maybe I missed, but woof. If you don't know what she did to men, woof. You're gonna want to look that up. And maybe not look that up. Either way, it's pretty despicable, pretty gross. And then I don't want so basically Cardi B, because she screams all the time. Get her off social media. And then I'm gonna have to ask Mr. Trump to stop tweeting, because I feel like important meetings are going on and he's just sitting in the back, like on his phone, just thumbing away at it, just like, oh yeah, this is gold. This is what's gonna get him. This is what's gonna get my crew riled up. No collusion, no interference, no this, no that. Dumb Dems, dumb Democrats, idiots. I just want him, partially, I want him gone from social media to stop this uproar from his side of the camp, to make them feel like it's okay to say certain things that they do and act certain ways that they act. And also partially because I'm just going to say my side, even though I'm not like as bananas as some of these people are, but the repliers, the Trump repliers could be worse than the Trump tweets themselves. Mr. President, please, Mr. President, show some class, Mr. President. We already know he's not going to show class. Don't tweet at him. You're just buying into it. The best thing that you can do is just to not give people your time and effort whatsoever. That's why I don't retweet anybody. No retweets on my timeline. There are no retweets. I don't retweet anybody. I barely favorite anything. I just stay to myself, and that's it. The best thing that you can do to avoid any sort of confrontation is just not give in to it. Don't feed the trolls, people. All it is just one big troll job by both sides of the party. The outrage culture and the holier than thou culture. Both of which just don't reply to them. Stay in your own lane. Stay by yourself. Forget everyone else. Put number one first and keep it moving. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. It's not, yeah, maybe it is somewhat your problem whenever rules are put in place in the country that do affect you. But when he's tweeting dumb stuff, so what? He's like a crazy guy on a rocking chair in a nursing home. Just let him say things. Oh, that's Cletus. He just says things. We all need to, let's all just stay home. Let's all just stay home and don't do anything and just keep to ourselves. How about that? Let's just all stay home. Because everybody else in the world, woof. Who's your favorite person in the world? Go ahead and say your favorite person in the world to yourself. You're listening to yourself. Is it you? Because it should be. So you got to put yourself first. Let's not put ourselves in stupid internet situations. Oh my God. Come on. So Mr. Trump is not allowed to tweet anymore because it bothers me. It doesn't bother me in the sense that I'm soft. It bothers me in the sense that the replies are dumb and the tweets make no sense. At least think I'm out. Goodness. All right, one more minute and then we're going to pause. And maybe I'll just come up with more stories in my brain. I hope you guys are enjoying this block of entertainment as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at francoswood_. I feel like the show's growing a little bit. I'm checking the stats. It's growing slightly. I need to put more clips out on Instagram, like consistently, but I don't want to flood timelines. I'm a considerate entertainer. I'm a considerate content creator. I don't want to flood timelines. And follow me. Check this out. That's not me. And I understand you have to do that in order to gain followers and gain attention, because that's how the algorithm works. But I also care so much about the listeners that I don't want to bog them down. 10 more seconds, and then we're at 20 minutes, and then I'm going to take a break. I am parched after that rant, that 19-minute rant. All right, I will see you in a second, and I don't know what we're going to talk about when we get back. It's going to be a surprise. So what's y'all's favorite TikTok trends? Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't really want to talk about the talk. I have been doing some late night talking, and I think that's why I'm not sleeping as well. That, and I've been writing a lot more. Got a couple important little shows coming up. I want to do well. So I've been writing extra hard in order to not suck. Try not to suck, as Joe Madden would say. So the new season of Big Mouth just came out, and it is pretty good. I don't want to say it's not as funny as the second season, but it might be. However, the storyline building and the whole thing that's being created, the whole universe over there that's being created, is becoming more clear. It's becoming. I like the way that it's being created. It's more concise. The very end kind of made me sad in a way. And I'm not going to ruin it for you because I'm nice. I've already watched the whole season, even though there's 10 episodes. This whole season just came out like October 4th. It's October 8th, and I've already finished it, so I have nothing else to do. I needed more Coach Steve. Coach Steve is my favorite character. I needed more of him. I didn't get a ton of him. You did in the latter episodes, but in the first like 6, it was just like him showing up randomly and just being like, all right. So he would just say that. Like every time that he would finish his sentence, he would just end it with, so. Which, I mean, it's funny. Don't get me wrong. Funny. The episode whenever the Queer Eye guys come in and like make over his whole life, that episode is hilarious. I will say that. Uh, like they're like Jay Manzuka's character Jay, which is ironic, is talking. He's like, oh he's my best friend. He's also a 42-year-old gym teacher who hooked up with my mom, and he looks like complete garbage every single day. And Camaro from Queer Eye was like, Jesus, that line made me laugh. Just the timing of it. I don't know. I mean, it's a good show. I mean, I highly recommend it to watch it. It's a cartoon, like, so if you're young and like, if you're a kid, I highly doubt any kids are listening to this. Maybe like my niece or nephew. It's not, sis. Don't. It's a cartoon, but it's not for them. It's not for the kids. You're gonna see on the recently watched on our Netflix account. Thank you very much to my brother-in-law for supplying my needs of entertainment and having the Netflix account for us. Don't let the kiddos watch it. Do not let them watch this. But it's funny. It's funny for adults. Also, the new episode of Righteous Gemstones came out. Is anyone else watching that, or is it just me? Anything Danny McBride, Walton Goggins put their hands on HBO, it's gonna be hilarious, and it is, because their take on televangelist, if you will, is hilarious. All the hijinks that's going on, all the murder mystery, all the bank robbery type things that are going on, the blackmail cases. It's funny. It's really good. And the season finale is next week. So keep your eyes open. What else has been going on in the world? I got killed gambling last week. I stopped giving out picks because I got killed, and I thought it was going to turn my luck, and I still got killed. So I don't even know what to do anymore. I don't even know what to do anymore. I was down huge. I was down huge. And then I won a couple on Sunday on NFL, so it cut a dent into the losses. And then I also paid a bunch of money to get into the losses. So now I owe nothing. I owe nothing anymore. I am fine. I'm squared away. With that being said, I should probably take a break from putting money on games. Not just that, like, it's like, okay, so here's the deal. Not just because it's like dumb, because anything in life you do that's going to cost you money is dumb. Okay? It's just like not smart of me to do right now. Oh, yeah, the life update. That's what I was going to give you after I finish this blurb about gambling. If you are my friend and we are watching a game together, or you ask me who I picked this week and they lose, and you text me mid game, or you're sitting beside me mid game and you go, why the heck would you bet on that team? Well, I don't know, genius. It's pretty easy to say that once the die has been cast. It's pretty easy to say, well, that team stinks when they're getting beat 35 to nothing. Well, at the time before the pick, maybe they didn't stink. You dingbat. Jesus. Have some class. Have some pride. At least be man enough to lay your money down and put it on something that you believe in. And people are say, I don't like gambling because I don't like losing money. Well, do you like vaping? Do you like smoking cigarettes? Do you like drinking alcohol excessively? We all have our. Do you like smoking weed? How about that? We all have our own vices that cost us money. Mine sometimes gives me a kickback. Mine sometimes gives me something back, something real. Getting high probably isn't real. It's a fictionalized reality. Same with getting absolutely hammered drunk. Mine bought me a podcast. Mine has bought me stuff for people I care about. Mine has bought Christmas gifts. Mine has bought dates. Mine not date. No. I take that back. No, mine didn't buy me people as in dates. Mine bought me like things to do on dates. Mine bought me items that you buy on dates. Maybe a dress. Maybe food. I'm gonna move past this one. I misspoke right there. Life update time. We got the last 3 minutes to give you a life update. So my job up here is done. The contract is out from our friends to the north. And I am doing Lyft driving. It's fun. I enjoy doing it. It's just something to do because my lease is up in a month and a half. So it's just something to do up here, I'm already all paid up on the lease, so it's just get some spending money before I go back into the fold of the job game. And the job game in sports, more specifically baseball, is in the off season. So that means they're hiring right now. So hopefully, if I want to continue working in baseball, and I kind of do, but I also kind of don't, because I want to be able to do jokes all the time. And I understand that baseball is nights and weekends and jokes are nights and weekends. They're both somewhat in the entertainment business. So it's there's a lot of overlap there. So if I work one, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do the other. And I understand that you have to be obsessed with both to be successful at either of those. You have to be absolutely obsessed and have your whole life devoted to one of those things. And me, right now, I'm in a very difficult situation because I don't know what I want to be obsessed with. I want to be obsessed with jokes. It's hard to survive on joke money because there is none right now. Joke money is basically hope money, and I hope it's there one day. Baseball money is there. It's just not great until you're older. So it's tough. And it just goes back to people saying, why the heck would you try to make a career out of both? Well, you only get one life, so you might as well make the most of it while you're on Earth. So we'll see. Got a couple little shows coming up, and I hope I do well. Maybe that'll give me a good gauge as to doing what I'm supposed to do. Maybe move to Chicago. Maybe move to Austin, Texas, and be a hippie. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, thank you guys very much for listening to my Out Loud Journal today. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at francosworld_. Tell your friends about the show so it can grow. And in the meantime, you keep all those questions and comments coming because I read them all. And in the meantime, you just keep taking care of yourself. And so thank you guys very much. I will see you when I see you, and I hope you have a great day.